Hey, Shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to Yahakim. Pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is Amathia from GMS Dallas. And I wanted to go into what it means to have charity. Just real quick, you know, quick video. So won't take too long. When you go into charity, when you think about that, most people thinking, well, you got to pay alms, you have to give money, you know. So especially here in Babylon, first thing you hear about charity is bring out your greenbacks, give your dollars, give what you can, what have you. But when you honest through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, charity is so much more than just pulling money out your pocket. All right. It's the understanding, love towards your brother. All right. Understanding of appreciating what you can do for your brother. Value one another. All right. It have you to gravitate towards brothers that are on fire so you can kindle your fire. This is what love goes into. All right. This is what charity goes into. And these times that where we're in, the end times, we have to have more of that fervent charity towards one another. Who knows when things really hit home, you may not be around certain brothers, Like I said, we're like pilgrims in this thing, and it's only going to get to a point where we just have to get up and move around. So we don't know how the Lord is going to set it up per individual brother. You may be by yourself, you may be with a group of brothers. I always pray Lord's will. I'll be around, brothers during the time when shit, what say, SHTF, when shit hit the fan. But I always want to pay my charity to brothers, and you have to have that spirit to want to do things for brothers. I got brothers here in Dallas, they are always looking to help brothers, and just even listening, talking. This is a beautiful thing that we're in, that the Lord has orchestrated and brought us together. Lord's willing, I'm a part of that number, being what? Those first fruits, from the foundation of the earth. So this is 1 Peter 4. I'm going to start at verse 7. And it says, to the left here, this is the KJV, and to the right is the NLT. It says, but the end of all things is at hand. But be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. All right. So it says, the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober. Why is that? You want to basically let go of all the motor thoughts, all right, all these things, and basically be sober, open. When you're sober, you're not bogged down with drunkenness, okay? You want to be pushing so far out the world, all right, the carnal mindset, and be more in the spiritual aspect of things. And watch unto prayer, all right? Being disciplined in your mind, okay? Being, having a sound mind, it says in Timothy, that sound mind being self-controlled, all right? Circumspect, because we're at the end. As you see, it's on the NLT, it says, the end of the world is coming soon. Therefore, be earnest and disciplined in your prayers, okay? Know what you're praying about. Think about what you're going to pray about. You're talking to the Lord, Talk to him, all right? He will acknowledge you. Becoming sincere. All right, this is verse 8. It says, and above all things, be have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Okay? That fervent, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get fervent and charity in this thing here. All right? First, we'll get charity. What is it? Agape. Affection. Goodwill. Love. Benevolence. Brotherly love. Love feast. All right? Brotherly love. Think about what? Philadelphia. In Revelations 3, the Lord talks about the Church of Philadelphia. What they were they were on point. They were, basically abiding in the understanding of the Lord. They were walking in the truth. A good report. All right. So like I said, affection, goodwill, love. Okay. That's why it says it's agape love. Okay. It's affectionate love to what? Your brother. All right. To a loved one. Now, when you go here to fervent, it is Strong's 1618 as an ectanase. Ectanase, let me see.
Strong's G 1618. Ectanase.
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 Stretched out. Intent earnestly. Assiduously. Assiduously, or however you say it there. All right, so it says stretched out. All right, an extended love. All right. So that extended brotherly love, okay? So you want to have that understanding of having that mindset of Philadelphia love, okay? Going into the agape, fervent, no wavering, being honest to yourself, okay? That's the mindset of the elect, okay? We're going to jump here to Colossians 3:12. It says, and I'm going to read through it here first. It says, put on, therefore, as the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness, of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Mashiach forgave you, so also do ye. And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. So that charity is what? And you have charity amongst the brotherhood. That's like a chain and a strong bond. Okay? That is what? The mindset of that the elect is going to have. That strong bond. And it's going to constantly grow, especially in these times of trouble that we're about to see more of. Because the Lord is going to put a spirit on us to love, to continue and have more of that love, not the world, but love who is abiding in the spirit with one another. Prefer, like you say, one another and have us to press on together spiritually. Okay? This is what we're getting at. This is what, like you say, that charity, that covering of the multitude of sins. Because without Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we through. And the Lord watches us when we give that brotherly love. When you, little as just like you say, sitting there and let a brother vent, express his feelings, okay? You comfort that brother. That's, that's going into what? That agape. So, just wanted to point that out. So, with that, giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waha, Rachak Radash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yahweh and pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.